Hi, my name is Dr. Don Skinner Noble, and I'd like to take a few minutes and tell you a little bit about myself, let you in to see what happens in the virtual classroom, tell you what I teach and why I teach. So, a little bit about myself. I grew up on a small farm in central Ohio. The people around the area knew that as the Coonsey Farm, named after my grandfather, George Coonsey, who spent most of his adult life working that farm until he retired. And then my dad, Forrest Noble, bought the farm from him. And from this photo, I can tell that it's the summertime, and, well, late summer, early fall. Oats are being harvested because I can see right here that that we've got the elevator up to the bin that we would keep oats in to feed our cattle and sheep. From that farm in Ohio, I went on to college, and I did a bachelor's degree in poultry science. Yes, that's right, poultry, as in chickens and turkeys. I did a bachelor's degree in poultry science from The Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. From there, I went to Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia. The full name of Virginia Tech is Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University. While I was there at Virginia Tech, I worked under the direction of Dr. Paul Siegel, and my focus was genetics and behavior of meat-type chickens. Those chickens were housed on the poultry research farm, which is now named in honor of Dr. Siegel. So after my 2 years in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech, I returned to The Ohio State University and worked on a doctorate, a PhD in poultry science with an emphasis on genetics, behavior, and well-being of turkeys. My PhD advisor was Dr. Carl Nestor. So if you need to be formal with me, Dr. Skinner Noble is the right title to use. Dr. Don is just perfectly fine with me. So, why do I teach? I teach because my family values education, and it has for generations. We found a photo of my great-great-grandmother, Noble, and she was pictured sitting for this photograph with a book in her hand. In the 1800s, for a woman to be able to read and to sit for a photograph with a book in her hands indicated that that she was a woman who was educated, and that education was a status symbol for her. My grandfather, George Coonsey, who worked the farm that I was raised on until he retired, was president of the local school board, and of his 7 surviving children, 2 of those went on to graduate school. His grandkids include dental hygienists, lawyers, a number of different teachers, hospital dietitian, and I ended up being a college professor before the university that I worked at closed, and I came to Northwest Classen High School. So I believe that education makes a difference in people's lives. I've been to places where I couldn't have gone without my degrees and my experience. So education makes a difference. It makes the world a better place. Scientists in particular make the world a better place. I teach because I want to share the excitement that I have of discovery. There's an amazing sensation that comes along with knowing something before anyone else does, and I hope to share part of that with my students. My research interest, working with poultry, my interests have been genetics, behavior, and well-being. I'm also interested in statistics, and in fact, I actually taught statistics for a couple of years while I was at St. Gregory's on the faculty there. Lastly, the art of birds, particularly an American artist named Rex Brasher, is an interest of mine. I hope to be able to publish a paper about his work in the next year or two. So that's the why. The what of what I teach. I teach 2 classes here at Northwest Classen. The first class that I teach, I have 4 sections of, and that's botany and zoology. Botany is the study of plants, and we do that the first semester. Zoology is the study of animals. We do that the second semester. And so in botany, we start off with a unit on the basics of science and data, and then talk about ecology, ecosystems, and then plant systems, structures, and plant diversity. Zoology is taught in the second semester. That's the study of animals. And we talk about genetics to begin with, and then we talk about animal diversity, talking about the different phyla of animals. The other course that I teach is Advanced Placement Biology, or AP Biology. I teach that like a college course because I've taught that college course before. Okay. Very quickly, I want to share with you a couple of the tools that I use. I use Canvas pretty extensively, and I use Nearpod as well. So when you get to my home page, there's some similar things that I have in both of my home pages. Okay, you scroll down, there's a link to the Google Meetup that happens each day at class time. I usually try to keep today's work updated. If you missed work, you can click on this Previous Work tab. The tab is there to contact me, and frequently asked questions can go right there. Okay. There's 2 buttons for office hours, and other useful stuff goes here below that. Okay. Nearpod is a tool that I use for presentations, and most of the time you'll see information about Nearpod going out in the form of announcements. So pay attention to those announcements. Students will also notice this to-do box. Okay. Assignments that the students need to do can be found right there in this portion of the page. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great school year.